Hi guys, I'm back and today I'm making a birthday card, and I made a card already, but I'm going to use some of the leftovers from that card to make this card. Now what I did was I made this birthday card. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you can see that from the glare. But I thought it came out really pretty. But what this card is what I consider a semi-homemade card. And let me tell you why. So if you remember, Michaels had these gold and silver cards a while back, and I think they had them this year too, where they had gold foil, different designs. Isn't that pretty? I love polka dots. So they had all these different designs on these cards. And, you know, I take these as my base and simply make other cards from them. There's one that I've been using the foil to cut, you know, different things out of. Then there's another. And then here's the one that I used. No, here's one that's cute. The hearts. This is good for Valentine's Day coming up. But what I did is I used, and I must have used this card a lot because I only have one left, but I used this card to cut the banner in this card. And from that I have, let's see here. This is what's left. I'm going to use this to make another card. So I'm using another card base from that set. And what I'm going to do, and this is the card base, in and of itself, it's a cute card. I mean, you can do something with that even. But what I'm going to do is layer a solid piece on here, just to use that outer gold edge. And then I'm going to put this on and then build it up from there. But what I need to do with this is cut it down a bit more so that I can fit it inside of this solid piece. So I'm going to trim this down and see what we get. I want it trimmed down just enough to, and I'm just eyeballing, actually I'm not measuring anything at the moment. I want it to set inside of the solid piece. Now here's where I should be measuring. And I got this at about 3 3/4. So I'm going to take this piece and layer it onto this piece. So that's going to have the gold border around it. And so this solid piece here was the back side of this card. And actually, can I use what's there already? No, I want to layer this. Sorry guys. So I'm going to layer this on to have a thin gold border around, and then I'm going to put this layered onto that, and that's what I'll have there. I might even cut this solid piece down just a little bit more, just a tad, to get a little more gold around the edge. Let's see what we get here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Use my tape runner. Where's my tape runner? So I'm going to lay this down to have a gold border. Around this one. There we go. I'm going to make sure that's down really good. I always use my Teflon bone folder to make sure things are pretty set. All right. And then what I'm going to do is put this on like that. I do need to cut that just a little more because I'm trying to get enough of an edge that side. Let's see what we have here. There, I think that's good. And so what I'll have is a white border around the flag there. But before I do that, I actually should have stamped that before I attached it. But what I want to do is stamp my sentiment in the middle there. And the sentiment I decided to go with is, where did I put it? I gotta find it. Do you guys do that? Lose things on the table when you're working. I had the sentiment out, and now I've got to find it again. Okay, I found my sentiment. It was stuck to my tape runner. You have to be careful when you lay these things down. They get stuck on stuff and then it gets lost. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this will go here, but I do need to get the sentiment centered in the card. And what I'm going to do is put flowers on the card once it's stamped to embellish the card. But I'm going to use my MISTI and get this card stamped. I think I'm going to try to go ahead and do it. If I can get that in the center. Just make sure it's centered. That should be perfect right there. And what I'm going to do, I think, is I thought about embossing that. I'm trying to decide if I want to emboss it or use, let me do something. So the color I want to use on this is the River Rock Stampin' Up! Ink. I'm going to try that first, and if I don't like the way that looks, I'll emboss it. And in that case, I need to have my embossing gun ready. Okay, I'm going to try stamping this first to see if I like it, and if I don't, I will simply stamp over it with my Versamark and emboss it instead. Takes a few stamps sometimes to get it just right. Now that is the Stampin' Up! Ink called, sorry, I'm dropping stuff all over the place, called River Rock. And I kind of like that because it doesn't have to be gold necessarily with all the gold that's on the card. Okay. Alrighty. So that's how it looks so far. Let me see here. I kind of like it just like that. Stamp with birthday greetings. I've already taken that off, so I kind of stuck with that. But I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some flowers on it. And you want to hear something funny about these flowers? I have these flower dies that are, these are layered. Then I also have some by Anna Griffin, and I was looking for them yesterday and couldn't find them anywhere. I was looking and looking and looking. It took me probably a good hour to find them. And I had them on one of my top shelves, a container in a container, and totally had forgotten where I put them. But anyway, I hate when I hide stuff from myself and then it takes me forever to find it. But I'm going to attach the cutout flag here, but I'm going to put a flower here on the card. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do one flower or a couple of these. These are some cutouts that I just had, and I love when I can just go to these and pull out a nice flower to attach to something. I kind of like that one, and then put this on the bottom. What do you guys think of that? I know, like, you can answer me, right? But I kind of like that. I think that's pretty. And I actually have, I think the butterflies I have are too big. Unless, now my friend loves butterflies like I do. And so I'm wondering if I should use a butterfly instead of a flower. Like that. I might do that. I might use the butterfly instead. And I mean, I can put, I have several different ones here. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to use a butterfly instead. I want a pretty colorful one. These are my butterfly dies, die cuts rather. And they have a little glitter on the wings. There's a pretty one. Now that one looks pretty because of the way the flag is going. I think I might use that one. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to actually add some more stickles on there to make that really pretty. So I decided to use the butterfly instead of the flowers. So I am going to now adhere this cutout to the card, then put my butterfly on. I decided not to use gold emboss on that. I think it looks nice just the way it is, because I want this embellishment to kind of stand out. The other thing is, I don't know if that gold will match enough for it to be pretty. So now let's see if I can get this on the card correctly. Okay, I think I got that on pretty good. That's how we look so far. And this sentiment says, birthday greetings. And I think that is so pretty. And then the butterfly is going to go on there. Right there. And I'm going to put some more, I'm going to put gold stickles on there. That will make it look really pretty. Yeah, it's got some glitter on it already, but let me go ahead and adhere it first. It actually has some, I'm going to put some more glue on there to make sure this bad boy doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Up. Okay. Stick that down. I have a little bit I need to get off of there. That's a little glue. And what I'm going to do, and that's kind of two-dimensional or three-dimensional, and I am going to put some stickles on the butterfly, but I think that's pretty. And so what I had is leftovers from the other card. I made another one in my semi-homemade fashion. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of go around the edges. Let me get this going. And I'm going to put a little bit okay, just added enough glitter to kind of glitz it up a little bit. And I think now what I'm going to do is put rhinestones in the body of the butterfly. And that will, oh, I just smudged the ink. I didn't, gosh. Look what I did, guys. I smudged the ink somehow. Oh my Lord. I hate that. Right when you're all done. And the funny thing is that ink is still not dry. So I could have, I smudged it. And I don't know what I'll be able to do about that, other than the fact that I could put something over that. You see what I did? I don't know. I hate when I finish something and I screw it up. But I smudged the ink on the card. So I'm going to have to actually put something over that, restamp my sentiment, and just put it over it. So that will be an extra embellishment. But I do like the butterfly, and I am going to put some rhinestones on the butterfly. And I didn't plan to do that, but since I am, I need to pull some out. So I'll be right back. Okay, I put rhinestones on the butterfly, but I don't really like the way they look. So I think I'm going to take them off. I like the glitter. I like the glitter because it already had some glitter on it. But I think I'm going to take those rhinestones off. I was trying to even out this glitter a little bit. The rhinestones they're the iridescent type, and I don't like how they look. So I wonder if I can take them off without making a mess. Another mess. And I probably can't. I am making a mess of this card. Yeah, I don't like the way those rhinestones looked on there. They're good for some things, but not good for other things. And I kind of messed up my butterfly. But you know what I'm going to do with that? This is to show you how to make a pretty card and screw it up. Guys, I am screwing this card up. But what I'm going to do is color that butterfly in with some Copics. Okay. It had kind of a greenish blue body. And that was easy enough to fix. Put some green on it. And I'm going to put a little blue on it, I think. This is a good lesson on fixing what you mess up. Okay, that takes care of that. Guys, sometimes I crack myself up. Oh my goodness. So I still need to fix this sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on a label and put the label on there. So let me get that done. This is so funny. It's not funny, but it still is funny. I'm going to make a label, and I think I'm going to do an oval label like I did on the other card. And just simply put something like that on this card as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try embossing because I screwed up my sentiment, if you remember. And I tried one that came out nice, but it's the wrong gold. So I'm going to try embossing again a couple of different times to see if I can get a better gold matchup. I'm not using my Misty this time. I'm just going to go for it directly on the paper. And like I said, I'm going to try two different types of gold and see which one is going to work better. I kind of moved that one, I think. Okay, let me see what happens here. I don't know if either of these golds will work, but let's try it. There's one. It actually stamped well. in the paper. Then I have one that has a little bit of sparkle to it. And I'm going to try this one on the other side. I'm not sure how that's going to work. It may or may not work. Let's see here. Like I said, it has a little sparkle to it, and sometimes that sparkle glitter just needs a little more surface to grip the embossing well. Let's see what happens, and let's see if I can do this without messing it up. Okay. I don't know if either of these golds are going to work. And this one I need to scrape off a little bit. Okay. So for this card, that bright gold works a little better, I think. Actually, either one of those might work. So let me cut these out and see which one is going to work better for me. Okay, back to my card where I smeared the sentiment here. And so that's not going to work. So what I decided to do is emboss using two different golds. I use this glitter gold that's called Judy Kins embossing powder. It's Egyptian gold. It has a little bit of glitter to it, and that actually makes a nice, it embossed really nice. That would make a nice sentiment. I also used the Recollections detailed embossing powder in gold. And that one doesn't look too bad either. This is what that looks like. But I think I'm going to use the Egyptian gold. It has a little bit of sparkle to it. It's actually a closer match to the gold that I'm mounting this to and the gold that's in my card. So that's going to look good on here, but what I'm going to do is actually back that on a piece of a doily and put it on like this. Now I need to trim this a little bit to get that on nicely, but I think that looks nice. Okay, I'm going to adhere that. And then, do I want to pop that up? No, I'm going to just adhere it flat on there. I'm going to use glue since I have an uneven surface here. And I want to make sure that doesn't come up. Okay. I think that's pretty now. And that's my card. So, you saw me make the card, mess it up at the last minute, smearing my sentiment, but then fixing it. So there's my card. I think I have that on straight. Yeah. I think that makes a nice card. Even though it's made out of leftovers from another card, I think it turned out pretty nice. So I do need to also stamp the inside. And I actually have to stamp the inside of both of these. But, so there's two cards. This one and this one for two different people. and I think they turned out pretty. So that is my video for today, guys. I was able to make a good save there on this card because I almost screwed it up. But sometimes that happens. I'm sure that's happened to you as well. But it turned out pretty nice. Oops, I got a little adhesive there. Okay, perfect. So guys, thanks for watching. I will be back again soon with more videos. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.